Policy. My name is Will B, and welcome to another review on the channel. Thank goodness I did not have to review this movie alone, because I have this guy with me, whose name I totally forgot.
Oh, funny.
Okay, so we got back from watching Black Panther. This movie is the latest addition in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it stars Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan. It's directed by Ryan Coogler, and it takes place after Captain America Civil War, as the King T'Challa, played by Boseman, returns to Wakanda after his father is killed, and he is ready to take his place as the king. However, he also tries to balance the life between being king of Wakanda and being Black Panther, the protector of the country as well. Mm-hmm. So, before we go into our thoughts, how much did you know about Black Panther before?
Well, I read comics about it. I've known about Black Panther since I was about 10 years old.
Okay.
And there was a show called Avengers Earth Mightiest Heroes where they had Black Panther as part of the Avengers. And I got to know him more, and I read more comics about him. So I've been waiting for this movie for a long time. Kind of like I was with Ant-Man. Like, when are these two going to get a movie?
Oh, definitely. And it's kind of weird how Ant-Man would get his first movie before, like, Deadpool and Black Panther.
Oh, I thought that too. And I was just like, you know, as great as Ant-Man was, I would have done Black Panther first, but I'm glad they waited because now it's such an amazing piece.
Well, the thing is, immediately after they did Ant-Man, they had to work on Civil War.
Oh, I know, because Ant-Man had to tie into Civil War, and
right.
We don't learn too much about Black Panther in Civil War, but it was important to have him in there,
right.
Just as he's the guy that's trying to go after Bucky, the Winter Soldier, because he thinks he killed his father.
So, yeah, I knew a little bit about Black Panther, but I didn't really know, like, his origin story or anything. I've been told that, we don't have to see, like, any other movies to get to know Black Panther.
Exactly.
So, with that being said, what are your overall thoughts on Black Panther?
I loved it. I thought the acting, of course, which I always say, was great, but the culture that was felt like I learned more about African culture, and Wakanda's fake, obviously.
Yeah.
But the culture, the dances are real. What most of them did in there is real, and it's great to be engulfed into that culture. And there was a lot of historical context that I felt I got to be a part of. That's my favorite part. And the fighting was good, the story was good. I mean, it was comedy, but it wasn't over comedified.
No, it wasn't
like Thor was.
Yeah, it wasn't like Thor Ragnarok where they try to blend in the comedy with the serious moments.
Exactly.
Because this actually knew to take itself seriously at times.
Yes. I mean, we're talking about when Hulk's about to fight that dog and Bruce decides to jump before he turns into Hulk and then splat.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this went from being serious to, come on now.
Yeah. They just overdid it.
But I love Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa. Was great. And
yeah, definitely.
Personally, I think he fits the role more than anything. The villain, they did perfectly. Claw, they did perfectly. I forgot who plays it, but whoever did was such an amazing...
Andy Serkis?
He looked like he was filled into that role. It's just oh my gosh.
Like, I have not seen a guy more invested in a role in a Marvel movie than Michael Keaton in Spider-Man Homecoming.
Oh, I know. And what's great for me? We got to know more. All right, Loki, yes. Loki was great, but you talk about Ultron, and you talk about, let's say, we got to know Vulture more than we did Ultron. I mean, Ultron was just there for comic relief. Like, you talk about the villain for Thor's sister. All right, you know about her, but what's really her purpose?
Right.
This guy has a purpose. He's not just in there to say, hey, here I am.
No.
That's what I felt like.
No, this villain actually had a motive, and not only was it a good motive that some people could actually get behind.
Yeah.
But you can actually understand, where he's coming from and why he's doing this.
Exactly, and that's what I loved about the movie. Every single character was convincing, This is a Marvel movie that I really loved. It definitely jumped into my
these
list.
were all really great characters. I'm glad that we got to know each and every one of them, even if it wasn't very much. I think it's safe to say that the best part of the movie was Black Panther's sister.
Oh, she was great. And I was just enthralled. I love how, like, when Chadwick, the actress that played T'Challa's sister, Chadwick Boseman said when they first met, it was like a brother-sister relationship immediately involved. And you could tell they had that kind of relationship. And, you know, to have a real relationship like that really gives into the acting relationship.
Oh, definitely. And when you work on a project for who knows how long, then that just strengthens your relationship with that person.
Exactly. And Forrest Whitaker in here was great, too.
Yes, Forrest Whitaker's in here.
And he was probably a great character. It was just great. It was a great movie. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. All right. So I overall enjoyed it. I think this could go down as easily one of the best movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Definitely.
If I had to make a top 5, this would definitely be up there. I really liked the culture of Wakanda, even though, yeah, we all know it's a fake country, but
the African culture is real.
The African culture is real, and we enjoy that culture. We value it.
Yes.
The cinematography, outstanding. All those scenes were breathtaking.
Oh my lord, it was beautiful. The background scenery was just really catches you. Like, even in the end with the sunset, it was beautiful.
Yeah. And I did like the action a lot. Man, that car chase scene.
Oh my lord. And to think people thought there wasn't enough action, it was like...
No, there was a good chunk. There was plenty of action. Well, I think that's where we can go into some of the negatives, where some people are complaining that they're kind of they're trying to blend in all these politics along with the action, when really that's kind of essential to the story.
Yes, exactly. And you know, I don't see what the negative things I saw about this movie, I didn't see when I went to see it. And you know, I have to disagree with critics on those.
Everybody has been saying that Black Panther seemed to be like something out of a Shakespeare story. I did find similarities.
I did too.
I'm going to be honest, I did find a little bit of Lion King in this movie. But those are like the only real problems I have with this movie. But other than that, Black Panther was completely original.
Oh yeah, it was great. I mean, finally, Marvel's doing these movies right. You know, you can say Guardians of the Galaxy 2 and Thor Ragnarok was just comedy, but they were good still. Yeah. And Black Panther was good. These movies, I don't know, DC needs to follow this. I mean, come on. DC can learn from what Marvel is doing. And, you know, with the help of Disney, Marvel has become great.
I think it's all because of, who the director is. Because, in Thor Ragnarok, you have a guy who is known somewhat for the Green Lantern movie. Because he was in that. And he was known for writing some of his own comedy as well. Guardians of the Galaxy, you have a very talented writer, James Gunn, who knocks it out of the park not once, but twice.
Oh, yeah.
And now you have Ryan Coogler, who's... The only other movie I saw of his was Creed, which I also thought was great.
And another one Michael B. Jordan is in.
Yes, another one Michael B. Jordan is in. But he really works with this movie. It's almost like he knows, this honors the adaptation of the Black Panther from the comic book. It's almost like it's being brought to life right in front of us.
Yes, with just a couple of differences from the comic book, this movie lived up to it, you know. I hate how movies try to change up from you'll see stories based on novels, and they change it up so much. It's just yes, that was okay in some cases, but you overdid it. Like The Hobbit. The Hobbit was not meant to be a 3-part movie.
No.
But they are nailing this. They are doing a great job. Marvel, with the help of Disney, like I said, has built it up from Iron Man 1 to Captain America, the first Avenger, to the first Thor movie. And as soon as they get the rights to Hulk, we are going to see good Hulk movies.
Oh, finally. So, do we have anything else that we want to talk about? Non-spoilers before we end the video and we go into a spoiler video?
Other than that, check it out. Even to people that are doubting it, check it out. I mean...
No, you guys need to go out, support this movie. It's going to blow 50 Shades Freed out of the water.
Oh, heck yeah. It's going to destroy them. And it's going to beat Jumanji in the box office. Jumanji, who has reigned supreme for the last month.
Well, Jumanji has had a good run.
Jumanji has had a great run, and I still need to see it. I'm excited for that.
I'm going to show him that one time. So, last but not least, we need to give it a score. Scale of 1 to 10.
I give it a 9 out of 10.
All right.
And here's why I give it. The 9, like I said, I mean, everything was great. I think the only problem was with a couple of, we don't see the main villains until, almost most of the first half. But, I mean, other than that, though, it did a great job, and that's a 9 out of 10. You know,
Yeah, I'm
no
going to
spoilers.
give it a 9 out of 10 as well. Overall, the story was great. The characters were amazing and likable. But like you said before, the villain, we don't really see all that much, but we think there's actually a good reason behind it.
And yes, and if you watch the spoiler video, we'll explain it.
Yeah. All right, so that's just what does it. Next up will be a spoiler video. So until next time, see you later, posse, and see you in the spoiler room.